Okay, so really quickly, just want to start off by saying I don't really like this setup I have going on of where I'm sat, but at the moment it's just, you know, I just did a take of this video and I was like, I don't like this setup. I stopped the video and I thought, well, move it then. And I went to move it and I was like, oh no, there's nowhere to move. So we're here again. So this is a video which was going to be a review on one film, but I realised I would end up comparing it so much to another film that I am doing a comparison of two films. You might not agree with this. You might be like, why are you comparing those films? They shouldn't be compared. But in my mind, I sat through one of the film and thought, you know what, this reminds me so much of the other film. So I had to compare them. It was just that was it. I just had to do it. So we have, well, I literally just finished watching Mona Lisa Smile with Julia Roberts. And what do you think this would remind me of? Well, it is Dead Poets Society with Robin Williams. You know, you're thinking, no, they're not the same, they're not the same. They are. They're the same. They've just got differences. So let's line out the differences just to be clear of ourselves. Okay, Mona Lisa Smile is set in 1953. Dead Poets Society is set in 1959, but they're both set in the 50s, okay? Mona Lisa Smile is about girls in a school. Dead Poets Society is about boys in a school. Mona Lisa Smile is about a female inspirational teacher, and Dead Poets Society is about a male inspirational teacher. Dead Poets Society is about poems, Mona Lisa Smile is about art. And yeah, that's the differences in this film. So basically, Dead Poets Society was made in, well, it was released in 1989, so just nearly the 90s, but still the 80s. So, and it has great critical response. Well, I say great, probably not the best, but it has really good critical response. And a lot of people like this movie. Let me know if you like this movie. I watched Dead Poets Society a couple of months back for the first time, and I can't say that I enjoyed it. Yeah, there's so much good about it that's been said. I was like, oh, this is going to be a great movie, and I really didn't think a lot of it. The end, I'll say, was inspirational and I did enjoy. I was like, oh yeah, okay. But it took what felt like many hours to get to that point. I was like, oh, okay, I'm bored now, I don't even care. I'm sorry. If you like this movie, I really apologise, but we all have different opinions. Robin Williams, I absolutely love. I really think he's funny, he's hilarious, he can do serious ones, he can do funny ones. What are we on about? Ones, I mean films. But yeah, he was funny in this movie, he was inspirational, he was great. His scenes were my favourite scenes. When he was saying, just rip up the book, just tread on the desks, he really was like, yes, I was like, I'm going to like this movie. And then it was, and I was like, oh, okay. But, so in Dead Poets Society, we have one main character boy, there's a group of boys, but we'll take the main character boy. And basically, in the 50s, if you do not know, the 50s was a weird era, I'm sorry, where, well, we just kind of, you know, we'd done with World War II, so everyone was like, yay, okay, we're gonna do well now, we're all gonna, you know, move on, it's gonna be great. So boys were supposed to become great, like lawyers, doctors, you know, high job roles, and their dads were like pressuring them to be like, come on, you've got to be this, that, this, because it was the men that were working and getting the money, you know, that was how the 50s were. So in this movie, for example, the main character boy, his dad, you know, he's at boarding school, his dad wants him to be a lawyer, and he's like, look, you know, you've got to get good grades, you're going to be a lawyer. And he's like, no, I want to be an actor. And this does not go down well in the 50s with his father. He's like, no, you're going to be a lawyer. So that's, you know, that's one side of the plate. Now over here we have Mona Lisa Smile, which was released in 2003. Correct me if I'm wrong there slightly, but 2003. So, you know, this is a lot newer movie than Dead Poets Society, but this is more based on art, and she's an art teacher, and they all are, you know, basically the women, they are allowed to go to school, but after school they're supposed to just get married and be housewives and raise children. That was just how it was, you know, they raise children, be housewives, cook, clean, and their husbands go off to work and do the Dead Poets Society side of the lawyer bit, what I was on about. So, you know, there's that. And so there's this one main character girl played by Julia Stiles. I'd say she's the main girl. And she actually wants to be a lawyer. See, you know, you just can't win. He doesn't want to be a lawyer, she does want to be a lawyer. And you know, she's got the brains to get into law school, but she's like, oh no, you know, basically society is telling her you need to get married, have babies, and look after your children. And she's been driven that way because, you know, there was finishing schools before this, but then they were like, no, okay, we'll let girls go to college, but we'll still tell them that the right thing to do is to, you know, be housewives, and that's how it was. So basically, you know, she kind of has that desire, and Julia Roberts makes her feel like, you know, she's an inspirational teacher, like, oh yeah, you can do whatever you want. If you want to be a lawyer, go apply to law school, it'd be great, you know, you don't always have to get married, because she's not married, she's a teacher teaching art, and she kind of steps outside the rules a bit, but not as much as Robin Williams does in his part. Like, you know, she just kind of shows them more modern art compared to the classic art they're supposed to be learning and stuff like that. But yeah, so that is what she wants to do, and that's what he wants to do. So I think, you know, we're kind of on the same plate here. They are similar, but I think that, you know, Dead Poets Society is more what Robin Williams inspires him with, is more a bit outrageous, and he's like, not massively, but a little bit more. But he tells the young boy, you can be an actor, you can do whatever you want, go and, you know, chase your dreams, whatever. And I think on either side here, it doesn't really work out well for both the characters, particularly. You know, people get mad and it's not what they're supposed to do, and, you know, both the careers of the inspirational teachers are threatened. You know, so it's just like, yeah, you know, you can't do that here, and oh, you can't do that here. So I'm wondering why Dead Poets Society is so greatly whatevered, and I know that it has got some famous poems actually within the thing. I know there's a Byron poem and there's some others. I'm not a big poem person, I don't know a lot about them, I just know there's a few in there. And you know, the ending was, it's not as shocking as nowadays. We have loads of more like, oh, endings. Anyway, so, you know, Dead Poets Society is like up here, and Mona Lisa's Smile, no one really knows about the movie. It's like, yeah, whatever, no one really cares about it. But I preferred Mona Lisa's Smile. Now, I then thought, oh, is it because I'm a girl? And that I like to see the perspective, the fact that these girls had to be housewives and couldn't do what they want and weren't really going to get jobs. Do I find that more interesting because I'm a girl? Or is it just because I found it more interesting as a film? So I wanted to ask your opinion. Have you seen Dead Poets Society? I would think you'd more likely have seen that than Mona Lisa's Smile. Had you heard of Mona Lisa's Smile? Have you seen both the films, and did you, in your brain, have a little bit of a compare of them? And what are your thoughts? I prefer Mona Lisa's Smile over Dead Poets Society. Not that they necessarily have to be compared, but I am just personally comparing them because I just could not help it because of the similarities of the situation. So yeah, I don't really know what this video was, but it was a review slightly of two films, but it was a mush and to talk about how both were, you know, and a bit of history about the 50s. There you go. So let me know if you've seen Dead Poets Society. I'd love to know your thoughts on it because I know that a lot of people love it and I just did not. I found it rather boring. Some scenes were long. It was just like, but I think it has similarities to this film, which I quite did enjoy. So there we go. So let me know what you think, and let me know if you want me to see more videos like this. I don't even know what this kind of video is, but I will see you again. Thank you for watching. Bye!